Good morning. It is the beginning of day 5, and here is our plan for today. We will be starting off in South Baymouth, Manitoulin Island, and we will take a 2-hour ferry to Tobermory, and then from there we will ride all the way through Ontario to Lake Ontario. And that is the plan. I also wanted to talk about something else I was pleasantly surprised to be wrong on. Yesterday I said that I wasn't expecting to see much in terms of stargazing because it was an overcast sky. Well, it was, but sure enough, as night fell, the sky cleared up. And what I could see above was the most beautiful night sky I have ever seen. I mean, thousands of stars and planets and comets and shooting stars, and it looked fantastic, just absolutely surreal and awe-inspiring. And then it hit me, Manitoulin Island is... I said yesterday that there was a lot of nothing, right? It's just these empty roads, this big island that has these small little towns with a population measured in the hundreds interspersed, and then the rest of it is just nothing. And that's the whole point of Manitoulin. It's to preserve it as is and to keep it in its natural beauty. And to that effect, I think the Canadian government has done an excellent job. If this were somewhere else or in another timeline perhaps, Manitoulin would have been nothing but resorts, hotels, and you'd find a Starbucks and a McDonald's on every corner. But that's not the case here. Or maybe a Tim Hortons since it's Canada. Yeah, but it's honestly being so far away from any source of light pollution or civilization. I think everybody should do that at least once in their life at night, just to look at that night sky. If you haven't seen it in person, you don't know what you're missing out on, because I would venture to say that the majority of us, when we look up at the sky at night, we don't see 10% of what is really visible out there. So unfortunately, none of the cameras that I had could capture any decent view of the sky, but it's one of those things where you could see it perfectly with the naked eye, but you'd need to have professional camera equipment to capture it in an artistic or usable way on camera. Anyway, that's my message this morning. I'm gonna make a coffee. Bike is 90% loaded up, and we'll hit the road. So this wasn't really the plan today, but on my way to the ferry terminal, I came across Tekummah Public Beach. So I figured I'd swing by and take a look at that beautiful view, that gorgeous sunrise over the lake. It's like everywhere you turn is just natural beauty on Manitoulin. It's It's absolutely fantastic. Let's oh, there's the rest of the beach back here. Yeah, so picturesque, so peaceful. All right, let's go down this road and see what else we can see. This seems to be I'm guessing a popular fishing spot with all those little boats and rocks in the water. There are some herons. All right. Yeah, I think the public part of the beach is probably over right now. It seems to be residential roads and a gravel road. Oh, what the heck, why not? Does this road even follow the lake still? No, I think we're branching off. Alright, I better turn around here. Alright, well, here I am in South Baymouth. There is the ferry that I'll be taking. The terminal is back that way. There is a restaurant where I can grab breakfast around the corner, but they don't open for another 10-15 minutes. So I have some time to get some maintenance done. Or, yeah, just check tire pressure and lube the chain after all that rough riding that I was doing the last couple of days over gravel and whatnot. Okay. Let's get that valve in a better position. There we go. Perfect. The front is a little low. The rear is good. And here comes the Chi-Cheemaun Ferry, getting ready to dock, and then getting ready to load all of these vehicles. And there is the back where all the vehicles will load into. So the ferry is now unloading people and vehicles that came from Tobermory to South Baymouth. And once it's unloaded, we will board. The boarding order is going to be lane 1, which I am in, and then 2, and then 3. Lane 1 is motorcycles, which looks like I'm the only motorcycle this trip, and anyone who needs to use the elevator instead of the stairs. So people with medical issues or disabilities. Okay, and we're moving. Bike tied down. Time to go. I wonder who they're gonna let off first. The bikes, they're actually a couple more behind me, or the truck. Guess I'm first off. About 1 hour and 50 minutes away from the Toronto, Mississauga area, which is close to our first destination today, and it's started raining. So at first it was just a drizzle, now it's actually coming down. At this point, I don't think it's to the point where I'm going to take out my rain gear, but if it gets any heavier, then I will. I'm gonna pull over and put my rain gear on. I guess my priority right now is to cover as many kilometers as I can before I have to stop. So if I do have to pull over and wait the weather out or put on rain gear, I'd rather do that as late as possible. Although, I don't know, maybe I'm just being wishful, but it appears that the clouds are subsiding a little bit. I think we're passing the storm is over, or the rain cloud is almost past us, or we're past it. There we go. Starting to see some sunlight again. That's good. I don't know why, but frickin' Google Maps has to take me through an unpaved dirt road every frickin' day. Honestly, this one isn't too bad though. It's mostly dirt, potholes and stuff, but not very much loose gravel, which I'm actually okay with, even with this wet weather. Still got to be careful, but yeah, this is better than the gravel traps that I was in yesterday and the day before. It's still really weird though that this somehow is the most direct route to Toronto from Tobermory, like getting off the highway and going here. I don't know. I don't even have avoid highways on today, so I'm not sure what the logic is behind this routing decision. But, yep, I should be making a left turn here. Okay, this is interesting. And I think we're joining another highway, or like state route, or I don't know, main route up ahead. Okay, should be the next right. Oh well, at least it's adding some variety to today's ride, which was mostly, it was honestly not all that exciting. So this is something different. There we go. We are back on pavement. Just my luck. Oh, cool. That's a passenger train. Nice. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be like a freight train, because whenever that happens in the US, you know you're in for a long wait. This was not bad at all. Why can't we have nice things like that, America? Okay, so today's dinner location is not random. Normally I've been leaving it up to chance, whatever's along the way. But since we are in the greater Toronto area, I cannot pass up a chance to visit one of my favorite restaurants. It is in the Mississauga area, and I will let you know what it is very soon, because we are almost there. It's right around the corner. All right, we are here. Welcome to Masrawy Egyptian Kitchen. This place has the best Egyptian food I've ever had at a restaurant outside of Egypt. It is definitely worth the extra maybe hour or so it is out of my way. But yeah. Here we go. we are in Toronto traffic, or Toronto area traffic, trying to get to our destination on Lake Ontario. It's not too bad right now though. It's 6 p.m. so rush hour is over. Normally this place would be gridlock around rush hour. So at least the lanes are moving a little bit. Look at these sick choppers. That is so cool. Okay, I finally made it to my destination where I'll be sleeping, and also to Lake Ontario. So I figured 2 birds, 1 stone. Might as well get a hotel room, actually shower today because I haven't showered in like 4 days. And also, Lake Ontario is right there. So tomorrow morning we can go out and visit Lake Ontario, and we won't have too far to go. Well, it's been a day. I am exhausted. I'm gonna shower and go to bed. Good morning. It's day 6, and here is our plan for today. Well, first of all, look at that beautiful view of Lake Ontario. So right now, yeah, let's go somewhere where it's a little less windy. Okay, yesterday we rode from Tobermory, and we are right now in this area right here, on the southern side of Lake Ontario. Looking across the water, that city that you could see is Toronto. So we're across the lake from Toronto. Today we will be stopping on Lake Ontario and then crossing into New York and traveling and stopping somewhere on Lake Erie for day number 6. That's the plan. Here we are on Lake Ontario. "15-minute parking." That'll work. What a lovely park. You have this beautiful willow tree here with some picnic tables underneath it on a sand beach overlooking Lake Ontario with Toronto visible in the background there. You can see some like container cargo ships on the horizon as well. Wow. This really would be an amazing place for a picnic or just hanging out. Look at this tree. Wow, what a beautiful tree. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with this spot. So now, of course, we've made it to lake number 4. There's one more thing that we need to do, and that is get our sample from Lake Ontario. I am on the road again, beginning the travel for day 6, where we will be crossing back into the United States. It is a short, relatively short ride today, so I had a kind of a late start to my day compared to most days where I get up and start moving at like 7 or 8. Right now it's 9 o'clock and I'm hitting the road, which is probably the latest that I've done so. But anyway, it should be hopefully a relaxed and an easy ride today. The weather is nice. I'm not wearing layers. I'm just back to wearing what I was wearing the initial couple of days of my trip. So it's only 9 o'clock and it's nice and warm. Hopefully it'll warm up even more later in the day. Also, in regards to Lake Ontario, I know that the place that I visited wasn't the most exciting place to visit on Lake Ontario. I mean, it was still beautiful regardless, but if I wanted to go somewhere where I could actually get some camping done or go see more of the natural side of Lake Ontario, I would need to go further east or maybe even south in the US. But again, I'm trying to keep my trip within that 1 week range, so planning it out this way was the most efficient. But for sure, there's a lot more to Lake Ontario than just the Toronto area section of it. Okay, I am getting ready to go over Rainbow Bridge, which is the crossing point into the USA, and also we should be able to get a nice view of the Niagara Falls. Yep, there we go. There are the Niagara Falls. Wow. There is the Canadian side of the falls, and then on the left-hand side here is the US side of the falls. Now that we are entering the good old US of A, I've got my speedometer and odometer set 2 miles per hour again. Let's see. Let's see how many miles we've done on our trip so far. In total. 1,319 miles since we left Columbus. Cool. Somebody's getting searched. Good morning.
What's your citizenship?
U.S.
Where are you coming from?
Doing a tour of the Great Lakes, all 5 of them.
Your bike?
I'm sorry?
Your bike?
Yeah.
Where are you going now?
Lake Erie, and then tomorrow going back home to Columbus.
Okay. Any alcohol, tobacco, or food with you today?
Just some like takeout from yesterday, but yeah, no alcohol or tobacco.
Anything else to declare you're bringing in?
No. Okay.
Are you from Ohio?
I am.
Bikers from Alaska yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that tour. It's a popular destination.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, I went up as far as Lake Superior in Canada, and it was already starting to get cold, even in the summer. So Alaska might be a stretch too far for me.
Yeah. I'm cold right now, so.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're all set.
Cool. Thank you. And I am back in the USA. So now it is through Buffalo, and then taking the coast of Lake Erie, basically all the way back to Ohio. But we will be stopping somewhere along the way. What a cool looking bus. Looks like one of those old trolleys or trams. What a cool looking fort building in Buffalo, New York. I have no idea what this is, but yeah, it looks really impressive. Really cool. Wow, look at this view. Oh, this is so beautiful. That's our first good look at Lake Erie. So we are going to be following the lake pretty much all the way home to Ohio. Leaving Buffalo right now. Gotta eat that Egyptian kitchen takeout from yesterday. Lake Erie in Dunkirk, New York. Wow. It looks like there might be a beach here, or oh, there is a beach. Cool. Let's go check it out. Dunkirk, New York. Okay, we are near the little town of Barcelona, and oh, this looks like a lovely place. I think this is very fitting to collect our Lake Erie sample. Wow. Look at these waves. Woo! Watch out, seagulls. Alright, so let's go towards the beach. The beach, the beach, the beach, and get our Lake Erie sample. Okay, and with this test tube with a cap marked E for Erie, we will have collected water samples from all 5 of the Great Lakes. Mission accomplished. But yeah, let me stand over here so I don't get my feet wet. Oh, this is perfect. Here's some sand, and here's some water. Ooh. Got it. Erie, Ontario, Michigan, Superior, Huron. Leaving New York, entering Pennsylvania. Alright. We are now in Pennsylvania. Grapes, grapevines, as far as the eye can see on either side. The lake over here, and more grapes over here. Okay, so here's the new situation. The plan initially was for day 6 to end in Erie, Pennsylvania. The idea was, instead of having one really long day from Ontario back to Columbus, which would have been like a 7-8 hour ride time, I thought, let's split that up into 2 days and camp somewhere in the middle. They'd be 2 shorter days, so like 3.5 hours each. But, you know, I've reached Erie, Pennsylvania, and it's early in the day, and I still have enough energy in me. I don't think it's necessary to camp out in Erie. So there is going to be no day 7. We are just going to end this today on day 6. We've already seen all 5 lakes. I've collected samples from all of them. I think my goals for this trip have been accomplished. Whether or not I finish them in 6 days or 7 is irrelevant. So I am just gonna head home and yeah, should be there in another 3 hours or so. This is the final stretch. Welcome to Ohio. Welcome back to Ohio.